we sort of put a period where God just simply intended there to be a comma. And what I mean by that is this: we get this job, we figure, okay, this is what I'm cut out to do. We have kids, whatever happens, we're like, this is it. This is the hand I was dealt. And you sort of exist the rest of your life. You know, I see people do it all the time. I mean, think about people older than you, maybe a generation above, and they just sort of, just it. Just chalk it up, you know. I grew up in one of those families. I grew up in one of those, you know, I remember my mom's saying, you know, honey, we're a blue-collar family. That's just the deal. We'll never be like them. She said. I remember saying, Mom, what do you mean like them? Honey, when you grow up, you'll understand what I mean. And I remember every time I come home and I'd see my mom, and I'd go, well, whatever them are doing, I'm curious, because this doesn't look like much fun. You know? and it was interesting. And basically, bottom line, what I realized is, you know, people in life just stop dreaming. They stop thinking about what can be. They put a period halfway through their life. When God just said, no, it's comma. It's just a comma. You know, you build a foundation here. You've learned what you don't like, what you do like in life. Now it's time for the next chapter in your life to go change people's lives, and most importantly, change your own life. And what's so cool is I have the privilege to get to do a lot of great things in life, obviously, because money's not an object, and so I get to do a lot of amazing things. And what's so interesting is if I go speak at what they would call a youth conference or a young adults conference, you know, your 18 to 25-year-olds. I mean, they have all the dreams in the world. They are so fired up about life, it's insane. And then when I go speak at a conference with a little older demographic, you know, you're talking about your 40 to 55-year-olds. I mean, it's just like zombies. They just sort of sit there, you know, and then I say something stupid and I wake them up. But, you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, and I'm just going, you know, it's age is just a number. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be a state of mind. It doesn't have to be a period. Well, that's it, you know. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you is this. One of the great things about Jersey, man, is we love our people. We love our family. It's a great culture. It's an incredible atmosphere. And what I'm trying to tell you is you can have whatever the heck you want in life if you'll just open up your mind to the possibility that you can have whatever you want in life. You know, here's what's interesting. What you choose to not believe in, you will not benefit from. What you choose to not believe in, you will not benefit from. I had an individual tell me, this was about 15 years ago, he said, you know, Logan, I just don't believe in miracles. I know you're a Christian and all that. I'm not a Christian. I said, that's fine. I love you the same whether you're a Christian or not a Christian. I'm not better than you. I said, that's fine. But I believe in miracles. He said, well, I just don't believe in it. I said, well, tell me why. And he went into this uneducated answer as to why I don't believe in it. And basically, I said, well, here's the deal, man. What you choose to limit in regards to what can happen in your life, you choose to benefit from. That's all I can tell you. So a cool story. There's this kid I was coaching. As Jim told you, I've coached baseball now for 15 years. And there was this kid I was coaching, and he was 12 years old at the time. His mother had cancer, went into a coma. And if any of you have had the experience of an individual in a coma, it's not fun because they just sit there, lifeless, right? And the odds of them coming out are slim to none, and it's a terrible situation. And so this kid comes to me, and I'm trying to counsel him on it and say, you know, everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. We may not understand it at the time, but it's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And I just told him, I said, let me tell you something, do you believe in miracles? He was a 12-year-old boy, right? And he said, yeah, I don't really know. What does that mean? And I said, well, you know, things can happen outside of what we believe can happen if you'll believe that it can happen. And he kind of looked at me. For those of you who don't know my background, I'm not some, like, religious nut, okay? No disrespect. But I'm a spiritual follower, okay? And what I mean is, I'm never going to put a limit on what God can do. Period of the story. I believe He can perform miracles anytime He wants to. And so, the difference between religiosity and spirituality is a relationship. Religiosity is you live like a bunch of rules. Okay? Big difference. And so the point is this, I was teaching him about miracles. And finally he goes, man, I hope that's true. And I said, brother, you got to know it's true. Faith is believing it can happen, not hoping it can happen. So anyway, cool story. 3 days, he's going every day to the hospital. He just sit at his mother's bedside. He just sit there in a chair and just tells Mom, I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. And he would tell me his one prayer, his one wish, was that his mom would just one more time say, I love you, son. His biggest regret was he and his mother were in an argument before she went into this coma. And he just wanted to get right with his mom. He wanted to hear his mom say, I love you. And here's what's interesting. I would tell people I believe in miracles. 15 years ago, I was like, that can't really happen. You know, like I'm trying to console this 12-year-old kid. It can't really happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to tell him that. I'm trying to help this kid out, right? And I'm just being real with you. And here's what's interesting. 15 years ago, my life changed in a dramatic way. I get a phone call from this kid. He's exhilarated. He goes, Logan, you're not going to believe this. I said, what's up, bud? He goes, my mother just passed away. And I'm going, why are you so excited? And he goes, because she woke up and she said, son, I love you. And then she passed away. And he goes, I just want to thank you because you're right, miracles can happen. I'm like weeping like crazy on the phone. I remember I put the phone down and I was like, maybe they can happen. I mean, seriously, I was like, maybe. Because I grew up in a Methodist, denomination, and I don't care about denominations today, but back then, it's more of a traditional sort of, love, grace sort of spin on spirituality. And so it wasn't really as much sort of the Baptist, miracles can happen sort of spirituality. For those of you that aren't into spirituality, it's not the point of the evening. It really is. Hey, if you don't believe in it, you better be right. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get across to you is this. 15 years ago, I had an epiphany. I had an eye-opening moment that, you know what, Logan, what you choose to sort of limit in your life and think it can't happen or it doesn't exist, you're not going to benefit from it. And I was reminded of that yesterday. And so as I was trying to get ready to speak here with you all today, I was going, that's why most people put a period halfway through their life when all that was intended to be there was a comma. So the sentence goes on. It's because they don't believe in what can happen. They limit their beliefs of what can happen. You know? And when I train people around the world, whether it's a tiny group like this or 30,000 people in an audience, I always tell everybody the number one key to you doing what you want to do in life is believing you can do it. And so the reason I'm opening the presentation with is this. Bottom line, I'm going to show you what Success Magazine has named one of the most successful launches in the history of the world for business. I'm going to show you a company that's backed by billionaires. I'm going to show you a company that I'm humbled and blessed to be a part of. A company that has launched January 18th. You're at the very beginning of this bad boy. And the truth is, the real launch, which you all don't even know yet, is May 1st at ID Revolution, where we're going to have announcements that will be unbelievable. So, what I'm trying to tell you is this. Wherever you are in life, I'm about to show you something that people's lives have already been changed and your life can be changed. But it doesn't matter what I show you if you don't believe it can happen. And so I'm sitting here tonight going, okay, what can I share? What message can I share with these individuals? Because there are people in the room right now who are living paycheck to paycheck. There are people in this room right now who are in debt. There are people in this room that maybe they have somebody who's ill and they're trying to figure out how to pay the doctor's bill. They have a kid ready to go to college. They don't know how they're going to pay for that. There are people in this room right now that haven't been on a vacation in years. There are people in this room that, you know what, they're going, God, it would be great if. But yet there are people in this room that don't even consider that if can happen if you want it to. And I'm a living example of that. Grew up in a blue-collar family. My parents got divorced when I was 3 years old. My mom raised me and my little brother. We lived in an apartment in South Dallas, which apartment up here in the Northeast is a good thing, right? You can have a multi-million-dollar apartment. In South Dallas, you don't want to live in an apartment, right? And so the point is, I have a great family. My dad and I are great. Everything's fine. There was a lot of love in my home. I was raised with a lot of love. And I was raised with a very humble beginning. And I'm a true American story, a rags to riches story. You know, I see you guys always posting. I learned today, Jimmy, that I'm trending. I didn't even know what that meant. Thank you, I guess. I got a message from like Twitter and like Facebook that says, Mr. Stout, you're one of the top 5 most trending things in the world on Twitter. I'm like, what does that even mean? And so you all see all these pictures of me and all, Mark Cuban or all these people from, that endorse my work and all this junk. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at these pictures, and to me it's nothing. It's like we're friends, right? It's no big deal. And then somebody asked me, well, what's it like to know all these people? And it was like one of these instant flashbacks, And I was like, that's a great question, because I used to ask the same question. How cool would it be to know these people? And so what I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm one of you. I'm no better than anyone in this room. I'm no worse than any in this room. Yeah, I have a bunch of zeros at the end of my bank account. Who cares? I'm no different than you. What I want for you, and the reason this company was founded, is to help you do the same thing. That's why we named the company IDLIFE, Individually Designed Life. The number one question I'm asked about this company is, why did you come out of retirement? You don't need money. You've got 2 beautiful boys at home. You've got an amazing wife. Why do you even do this? At the end of the day, man, we're not put on this earth to be served. We're put on this earth to serve, to make an impact, to leave the world better than we found it. And IDLIFE, for me, it's my legacy. It's what I want people, when I'm dead, I want them to say, that man created the individually designed life for so many people through this opportunity. And so when you all share your testimonies with me, your stories with me, I'm so humbled because it's not because of my power. It's because I'm just trying to be obedient to what I'm supposed to do in life. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you'll look at what I'm about to show you, and you'll understand that it's a 24-month game plan. Okay? To get ahead in life, it doesn't happen in a week. It doesn't happen in 8 weeks. Okay? Because the bottom line is, to be successful at anything, you're going to have to fail forward. I'm just telling you, because here's the deal. If you get into something and you have no failure in it, you don't appreciate it. And you become arrogant. You become full of yourself. Right? The bottom line is when you get involved in something, you're going to have struggles in the beginning. All the parents say amen. Right? Right? I mean, you're going to have struggles in the beginning, no matter what you do in life. But if you fail forward and you mess up long enough, you'll succeed. I mean, that's the bottom line. And we have folks in this room making, 5 figures a month already. That's before the period. I mean, we have folks that are making 6-figure incomes already in this business. We've been in business for 8 weeks. We have folks on a much smaller scale. They're making an extra $500 a month, extra $1,000 a month. So as I show you this presentation, I want you to understand this. Take a 24-month snapshot of your life. If 24 months from right now, your life were completely different the way you want it designed, what would it look like? If you're at a day, you go out to the house of your dreams, right? If you could give to your favorite charity, church, nonprofit, right? You go serve at a homeless shelter, whatever it is. If 24 months from right now, you could just paint a picture, and this is what my life looks like. What would that look like? Because here's what I can promise you. I'm about to show you how to do it. I can lead the horse to water, but I can't make the horse what? Drink. Okay? So, let's rock and roll. We've talked about